What's up, guys? Welcome back to Without a Doubt podcast. Now officially sponsored by Kelme. I'm here with Sergio Gutierrez. It's his second appearance on the pod, right? Second
Yeah,
appearance?
second.
Okay.
No, third.
Third?
I was guest and co-host and
Yeah. Okay. So third appearance back on the on the pod. Just gonna get a little update on you, bro. See where you're at now.
So since then, finished my last college season. I'm now in spring season, but I'm a senior, so I'm not partaking in it. So yeah, just was training a lot outside of school, just didn't pick up games wherever. Which unfortunately led me to an injury. I sprained my ankle pretty bad. It's a lot worse than I thought it was initially. So I need to get an MRI pretty soon and then see what happens with that in terms of if I need to get surgery or not.
How long ago was that? Since you got
Probably
injured?
like 2 months ago.
2 months ago?
So we, which is me and like the Concordia athletic training team, which were helping me out, they we thought it was gonna be about 2 months. We thought it was a grade 2. So a grade 2, you don't usually need surgery. You just do rehab, get back to it.
Yeah.
But it still hurts a lot. So once I started running again and like doing soccer specific movements, I realized that it probably is not a grade 2. I'm still hoping it is, but maybe just a little worse than I thought. I just want to stay away from surgery as much as I can. But if I have to do it, I have to. But besides that, besides soccer, I got an opportunity to like coach Concordia, which is where I played. I got the opportunity to come back as a graduate assistant. So for those that don't know, graduate assistant is pretty much like you're an assistant on the team, you're a coach assistant on the team, but you don't get paid. But it's called graduate because you can get your master's degree. Like you can get money for your master's degree. So some programs, they help pay for it, others cover it completely. It just depends on what program you're at.
You said it's graduate assistant?
Yes, that's the position.
So, as that, how much say do you actually have on the coaching stuff? Like, how much say do you have with? Of course, the head coach makes the final decisions and stuff. But I'm saying, like, are you there, like,
kind of like what's my
like,
role?
are you equipment manager or are you like,
okay.
are you?
So like my
speaking?
role.
Yeah.
My role. Yeah. So it varies from program to program. Obviously, like different coaches run teams differently. That's just how it is in soccer. But yeah, the conversations I've had so far with Coach Kirsch, which is the head coach, they've been really good, and he wants to be very. He wants me to be very hands-on with the team, and a bunch of the guys are my teammates, from last season that are staying. So that connection that I have with them is already there. Obviously, I just need to like earn my respect in terms of being a coach,
Right.
Which I don't think will be too difficult, to be honest. Like I can't see myself, like being able to coach them for what Coach Kirsch needs me to coach them for. So yeah, he even told me like eventually he wants me to take over some sessions if I want to. Like,
Oh, nice.
if I feel comfortable with it, and he sees that I've made progress as a coach to be able to do that. He said, sure, why not? Like take over. But I think he for sure wants me to be involved in set pieces. I think set pieces is going to be like my specialty with the team, and then also like just technical drills and warm up and practice.
All set pieces, like offensive and defensive, or just
Yeah.
offensive?
Yeah. Obviously, he's overseeing everything, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna check in with him first, and then he's gonna give me his input. But in terms of like coming up with the ideas, I think it's gonna be on me.
You said there's a head coach and there's another assistant coach, or
Yeah.
just-
So there's a head coach, and then there's gonna be an assistant coach. His name is Matt, and he's from England, I believe.
Okay.
Don't quote me.
Yeah.
But I think has experience with like West Ham. Don't quote me on that though. Point is, he's a really good coach.
Yeah.
And the guys are already really liking him. And then it's going to be 2 graduate assistants, which is me, and then again like another one of my teammates from
Oh, okay.
last season.
Okay, nice.
So team of 4. And then I think they're also going to bring on a keeper coach.
So then, what are you gonna study for your masters?
For my masters, I'm leaning towards masters in coaching and administration. So pretty much what that does is like, it's kind of in the field of kinesiology in a way. Like you still study kines, which is what I'm getting my bachelor's in. So with that, like you can either go to like the administration role of like schools and become like an athletic director, or I get my master's and I can continue studying for a PhD.
Oh,
And-
Dr. Gutierrez.
Yeah.
That's
So,
cool.
but like I really want to play soccer.
Yeah.
I want to play pro soccer.
So that's what I like. That's what that comes to mind because there's a lot of like studying, and of course, you're getting older,
Yeah.
right? So when does this like, as you're getting your masters, when does the soccer begin? Of course, it's a lot has to do with your injury and stuff, and
Yeah.
but you're coaching, you're studying, like when when does the push to sign your pro contract start, really?
Yeah. So I'm blessed to be in the position that I am. Like, even though I'm injured right now, like in terms of the near future, I'm blessed because I've spoken with Coach Kirsch and I said that I've always wanted to be a pro player. I say I'm very lucky because the master's program that I'm looking at is all online. I don't have to go to class.
Yeah.
I just take care of it whenever I have time. So what that allows me to do is, like, say I sign pro, right? Most pro teams, they train in the morning.
Right.
I can do that. I go train with my pro team. Okay, come back, chill out, do my homework if I have to, or like if I have private clients, do that. And then from 4 to 6, which is practice time for Concordia,
Oh, okay.
that's when I'd show up.
Right.
And Coach Kirsch was like super, super cool in the fact that he told me, like, hey, look, if you have a game with your team or you have an event or a session, whatever it may be with your team, go to that.
Yeah.
Communicate it with me first, obviously. Do it properly. But you can go to that.
So he's
I
going to be very
understand.
lenient with it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like I cannot thank him enough for being so cool with me in the whole process. So ideally, I'd be playing pro soccer and doing my master's degree at the same time while being a coaching assistant. So a lot on my plate, but like I said, like if my schedule is like that and I can handle it,
Yeah.
Like it'll be super cool to do that.
So to give everybody a reference, how old are you right now?
23.
23.
Yeah.
And I mean, when do you get your MRI, do you know?
Probably like in the next 2 weeks.
Let's say you do need surgery. How long does that surgery take to recover?
3 to 4 months.
3 to 4 months?
Yeah.
Okay, so then by then it's already, the summer transfer window already passed, no?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then if that's the case, then you're thinking this year you wouldn't be signing. You would be signing
if
possibly
that's
next year.
if I do need surgery and that's the case and I'm out for the summer, I'm thinking grind again during the winter.
Okay.
And then come spring season, I go for it.
Right.
But yeah, it's just I still need to put like thought into it, obviously, like,
Yeah,
to
of
see
course.
exactly what comes out, and then I still have to wait, unfortunately, to
Right.
find out what's up with me. But yeah, that kind of be the tentative plan for that.
So what's your mindset right now? What's your mentality at? Where most people, I think a lot of people, just the reality of it, people are gonna hear this and be like, why is this guy still like pursuing a pro contract? Like he should just focus on coaching. He should just focus on his master's, education, whatever. Why are you? Where's your mentality at? Why are you still pushing a pro contract?
Yeah. So bottom line is, I love the sport.
Yeah.
Like I just love soccer, and I've never been injured before, so I can fall into that mindset of like, damn, I got hurt. Look at where I'm at in life. I have these other things going well for me right now. Let me just stop playing soccer. But dude, I just can't. I just love the game too much, and also the fact that I feel like if I stop now, I'm gonna let little Sergio down. Like his whole life, he wanted to be a pro athlete.
Right.
Like I'm at the age in life where like it's time for that. So yeah, no matter how long, no matter how short my professional career may be, like I want to do that. I want to play soccer, and it's just a love for the game, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, I just love it too much to let it go.
Let's just say a scenario comes where you have to, you get an opportunity to sign a pro contract, but you can't. It just interferes with your master's program. What are you doing?
I'm very confident that I can sign locally and still work it out. I haven't put much thought into it, to be honest, because I don't really see myself going anywhere else.
Right.
I think.
So you're thinking your first contract would probably be local.
Yeah.
Maybe here in California, SoCal area.
And I'm going at that in particular. I'm going at it like, when people say like, oh, I don't have a plan B. Like in terms of soccer, like that's like my plan A. Like I need to sign local. Like I'm just going all in on that.
Right. Okay.
So the rest of my life can work out. Like masters, coaching, like staying local, private trainings, whatever it may be.
What is your idea of your pro career? Is it local always, or what are you thinking?
No. So like I discussed on the first podcast, like I went on a trial with Chivas. Ever since then, like that experience was like so good for me. I was always like, okay, like I'll get my resume started here. I'll be a pro player here, get a little bit of experience, do what I need to do, finish my master's while I'm at it, and then I go abroad. I see myself going back to Mexico, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's just something's telling me like, oh, I'm gonna end up there. So, no, I don't see myself staying local my whole career. I see myself going to Mexico, to be honest.
Ultimately, if you sign somewhere locally, especially with your age and coming out of injury, not having signed previously, this is your first pro contract, it would most likely be in the lower leagues, like somewhere like where Miguel and I are playing right now, where like third division here in the U.S. That's kind of like where your mindset is, most likely more like realistic approach. I think, of course, the age is an aspect of the game. 100%, it is a big aspect of the game. But I also think that we're seeing it now more and more where players at like older ages are signing their first pro contracts, and especially now in the U.S. specifically, where more leagues are being formed, more teams are being formed, and especially here in SoCal, there's quite a bit of teams that you can potentially sign for. So I think the idea of signing a pro contract, I think too many people are like, they hear your age, they hear what you're doing, and they probably think, God, there's no chance this
there's
guy's,
no way.
there's no chance this guy's gonna do it. Or I think too many people don't realize that there are different levels of pro, and you just gotta get your foot in the door, and then depending on how far you make it, is I think one comes down to your talent, your actual abilities. But two is just how much you actually want to progress in the sport. But that's why I'm saying though, or that's why like it comes to mind though, that I don't think moving up the rankings is quite possible if you are putting as much effort into your education. Do you agree or disagree with that?
Oh, for sure. For sure. Which is why I think signing in lower leagues first makes the most sense.
Right.
Like, not saying that I'm going to put any less effort that I would into, like, if I sign a higher league.
Right.
But it's just the fact that, how would I say it? It would be, like, more lenient in terms of, like, I know it's more straightforward.
Right.
Like, I feel like if you sign with a higher league team, like, social media comes into play. Like, you need to go to more meetings. Like, you need to do this for the club. Like, meet and greets, you need to go over here. Whereas in, like, lower leagues, it's like you kind of just go train, take care of your body.
Right.
You have a game, take care of your body. So it's like, it's more doable in that sense of, like, just time, I guess.
Why is education so important to you? Or, like, why are your degrees so important to you? Like, for me, like, I mean, the question of, like, why is education so important to you is kind of dumb in my mind. But because I know I value education, but I don't necessarily value a degree so much. But why is that so important to you? Like, you got your bachelor's, now you want to get your master's, and then potentially maybe even get your PhD later. But why is that so important to you?
I just think in the field that I chose specifically, like kinesiology, you need to have education, and the degrees do weigh.
Right, of course.
So in terms of, like, after soccer, like, what other career am I going to pursue? It's like, that's where the degree comes in, and that's why it's important.
So your mentality isn't, if soccer doesn't work out, then I'll do this. It's more of like, what after I'm done playing soccer, I can do this. That's your mentality. I have the same mentality as well.
So yeah, it's nothing about like, oh, I'm going to be doing the same thing. Like, if I get a career in kinesiology, I'm going to be doing both. No, it's impossible. Like, it'd be dumb for me to say that. So yeah, my mentality is like, take care of soccer first. Do what I can with that. After soccer's done, then pursue my career, whatever it may be. But yeah, so like in terms of doing both at one time, it'll only be like maybe like half a year.
Right.
Or like, I don't even think a full year because I start this summer and be done by next summer. And then it's all online. And some courses are going to be a lot lighter than others. So I don't see it too much as a dilemma like that. Like, I think in terms of school, like, the hardest semester I would have had would be like the one I'm in right now.
As a kid, right? And they asked me, what do you want to be when you grow up? I would say a pro soccer player. Okay. So then when they ask you, okay, what do you want to be after being a pro athlete? What do you want to do?
Like, in the perfect world, like, without a doubt, what we have going on right now blows up. Right? And that's what we want, and that's what we're going to work for as a team. So it'd be so dope to just, like, be able to be comfortable off of without a doubt. And, like, just because what we do, like, right now, I already love. That's why I'm a part of it. Like, it's so sick to me what we're doing here. So ideally, like, something without a doubt, and that I can mix in my kinesiology background with.
So what would that look like?
If that's the case, I'd like to go the psychology route. But then again, like, I wouldn't feel comfortable without a PhD doing that. Right? Like, I wouldn't. For sports psychology, like, I really want to feel like I'm certified in it. Like
Right.
I'm very established in that field.
Right.
I wouldn't want to go into it based off of knowledge that a master's would give me. Especially since my master's is not solely on sports psych. Like, yes, I'm going to be taking courses and I'm going to further my education within that specifically, but like I need my PhD for me to be like comfortable with myself and like now talking to other people, and
Right.
checking in with them on their mental health in terms of sport. So,
Yeah.
yeah, but
So
yeah, but if that ideal situation doesn't work out, I kind of like what an athletic director does, to be honest. Yeah. I feel like going into that field would be pretty cool. And just like staying around kids and youth, maybe in high school, even if in college I go there, I still think that I'd be more an athletic director that's more involved in like the actual schools. Because I mean, even in our high school that we went to, I don't even know who the AD was.
yeah, I had no idea.
So it's like,
I don't know if we actually had one or not.
I learned now that we do. I don't know if they got one after we left,
Uh-huh.
but they do now. So for the college one that I'm at Concordia, the AD is more involved. She also coaches softball. She's super dope. She's a great human. So I feel like something like that. I can be the AD and maybe the coach for soccer at whatever school I'm at.
So that's what I was gonna say. Is coaching something that you're interested in as well?
Yeah.
Like
Definitely.
college coaching, or does it matter?
I don't think it matters.
But like,
be
okay,
honest.
but like, would you see yourself or wanting to be like a pro coach, like coaching a pro team, or more likely a college team? What are you thinking?
Yeah, more likely a college team, to be
Yeah.
honest. Yeah. I've never thought about myself as a pro coach.
Yeah, for me, the idea kind of sounds cool, but then like you see the ins and outs, especially this year, and it's kind of like, ugh, I don't know.
I mean, with your brother.
Yeah, I don't know if I really want to like deal with all that, but
Yeah.
there's an ugly side to the game, and I think the coaches, not necessarily experience it more, but are like more like. That's just like their job description involves that, I believe, is the dirty side of the game. And,
Yeah.
and as a player, your job description is to play and perform and
Just worry about that.
right. And I think as a coach is a completely different aspect. Yeah, I for myself, I see myself more as like an academy coach, like that kind of stuff. Because I mean, college kind of sounds cool too, but even with college coaching, is that extra stuff having to like. It's a small example. Call up alumni and ask them to donate. Stuff like that. Like
True.
Those little things that I'm like, ugh. But even for the youth teams, like it's like having to make sure all the players are registered, having to work with parents who like want scholarships, and just like dealing with the back and forth, or they missed this payment. And also, that kind of stuff is so like, I just want to coach, dude. I just want to focus on tactics and the players and that
Just
kind
the
of
game.
stuff. But as a coach, there's just none of that, and I think it gets like, or there's a lot of that, and it gets worse and worse as you move up the rankings. Not worse, but like more.
Yeah, it just weighs more. Like it's just deeper stuff.
And I feel like and then also as like a pro coach, you're just you're not guaranteed to be there like that next season or even the rest of that season.
That's true.
You can easily be sacked.
That's true.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing about coaching. That kind of like, for me, I think after playing, I think my thing is I'm gonna just label myself and focus on being a business owner, and that's gonna be it. Because I don't know if the coaching is. I'm starting to realize more and more that like,
Really?
I don't know if that's.
What about a trainer?
A trainer? Yeah, but that would be part of the business. Yeah, I think one-on-one trainer, is more enjoyable because that's all you worry about. You don't have to worry about registration. You don't have to worry about contracts, any of that. You just worried about, okay, we're working together. I work on you, and my goal is to make you better.
Yeah.
And go from there. I do like the recruiting aspect of things, but more so like the being that person to connect a player to a coach. That kind of person. I want to be a good a network for younger players. That's like my ultimate goal is like throughout my pro career is to establish as many relationships with coaches, with other players that may end up in a position where they are now coach, stuff like that. I want to establish as many relationships as possible so that the kids who grow up or come through our system, through without a doubt, like I can be that network, or we can be that network to then now send them places Because that's ultimately what the game is about. Is having like those connections and being able to get that one or two opportunities, and seeing what you do with those opportunities. That excites me a little bit. That I can see myself being more like putting a lot of my time in later. But yeah, I think as I'm getting older, I'm starting to realize this coaching stuff is like, when it's just coaching, when you're on the field and you're actually coaching players and you're doing this and that, or you're in the trainings and you're just focused on the drills and the setup and everything, that's enjoyable. Yeah. But then all the rest is just kind of like, ugh. Yeah. It's such a...
From a player to a coach, like, people from the outside wouldn't think there's too much that's different, you know? Like, you both just worried about the game. But, bro, like you're saying, like, there's so much that goes into being a coach that can make it unenjoyable. And, like, I feel like, for example, like, if we were to get put in that position, like, at least for me, I don't know for you maybe, like, the love for the game would be, like, sucked out of us a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, it'd just be, like, draining in that sense.
Yeah.
But
have you coached a team?
No, I've gone to help coach teams.
Right.
But I've never had a team myself.
One thing, I don't know if I'm probably as controversial or not. I have no idea. But one thing that is actually like, and it's been a very recent thing. As a player growing up, I've always had my back and forth with refs, right? Like it's just naturally how the player I am, you know. And it's funny now. Like there's this one ref that refed my games when I was 9, 10 years old, and he now is like still reffing, and he refs now my games that I coach. Yeah. And that's cool. I like that guy, and he's also now coaching. I mean, not coaching. He's reffing like college games, D1 games. Like he refs like bigger, like all levels. It seems like, but so just naturally as a player, I've always just like, I mentioned that guy because he knows me. Like him and I, like, we still joke about it now that like I was such a pain for him to ref, but he would always say he enjoyed like reffing my games because of like how passionate I was. That's ultimately what it is. But now as a coach, dude, I can't stand refs, man.
More than a player? Like
yeah,
than when you were
dude,
a player?
As a coach, it's like, so like when you do have that ref who does well, you're like, it's almost like I want to give him a tip, bro. Like I want to give him some money after the game because it's like, dude, you did really well. But like, I've just been like, recently I just got done with my state cup with my 2010 team. Yeah. And I mean, I hate saying this because I feel for them because I've reffed one game before.
Really?
I've reffed one game before, and it was a scrimmage that a coach that I knew like hit me up and asked me if I could ref this game. It was a girls' game, and it was just me in the middle, and no sideline refs or anything. So I'm just making it work. It was chill because the coaches knew each other. Oh, okay. So it was chill in that sense. There's also some drama with the reserving the field and stuff like that. So there's another team waiting, and there's drama with that sense. So whatever. But when I was reffing, it's like, dude, you're like, especially being a single ref, but like, you don't please anybody, dude. Like you're always at fault. Like both sides do not like you. Yeah. Like so, I would give a call and I was like, yeah, clear foul, whatever, call it. And then I'd be like, ref, and I was just like, oh shit. So this is the first time I ever experienced like actually doing that. And then I've never refed since. Like I hated it because it was just like, it's an unenjoyable job. Like it's so unenjoyable. You're just getting like, no one likes you. Like that's what it is. No one likes you. So I feel for the refs a little bit in that sense. But sometimes, man, it's like when you're 3 refs and you're a sideline ref, right? And then you are like State Cup, for example. My team had a free kick. My player shoots it, hits crossbar. Comes out.
Oh, that was the clip you showed me?
Yeah. Player runs in, heads it in, we score. The sideline ref calls it offsides. And everyone was recording, even me, because it was my nephew shooting the free kick. Yeah. So as a coach, I'm right there recording him.
As a coach?
Yeah, as a coach, I'm recording him. And whatever all this goes, and I'm like, what? Like I was like in shock that he called the offsides. Yeah. So I looked back at the video. Dude, it was like, the player that ended up scoring was in the middle of a pile of their players, and then their players just decided not to run in. But my player decides to run in after it already hit the crossbar. So it's been shot. Like it's
Yeah.
been shot a while ago. And then he runs in and he's alone and scores, and then he calls it offsides. And then after that, we're down 1-0. And then after that, he continues to call 3 or 4 more offsides. And I'm like, dude, so this is the part of like being a coach that is so annoying. We ended up losing that game.
Ooh.
And like it was just like, for me, it's like having to bite my tongue because I just like, you know, like
want to rip his head off.
because as a player, it's like, I feel like you can get away with it. Of course, you don't be disrespectful or whatever, but you can be like, Raf, come on. I can't do that too much. Like I can do it to a certain extent as a coach, but I can't do it too much. I have to be the one like more responsible. I can't be getting yellow cards, red cards. You know what I mean?
And you've been used to doing the other your whole life.
Yeah. So I think as a coach, I think I'm starting to realize that like, again, I'm telling you, like I enjoy the actual coaching aspect of it. I enjoy being with my team, forming a team, watching the team grow, growing individuals on the team. You know, having them run through tactics. I love that. It's just those little outside, and I think that's another aspect of the coaching part that you have to deal with. That like for me is like, it's so enjoyable. Is that having to deal with those bad reps. I'm telling you, when you get the good ones, you're like, you want to give them like a little tip after. But yeah, I'm starting to realize, oh man, I think I love the game because I love to play it.
Yeah.
And then I love to develop players. And then later in life, I'm gonna continue coaching. Like I'm just saying all this just to vent, to be honest. But I'm gonna continue coaching. It's just,
little therapy session for
yeah,
you.
no, honestly, we got on this topic, and I was like, so much came to mind. Like, oh my god, and then this instance, and this and that.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's so much to the coaching thing that I didn't realize until now that I'm stepping into it. I'm enjoying where I'm at with my team. I only coach one team. I'm gonna start coaching 2 teams, both the same age group though.
That's dope.
But yeah, that's why I was. Would you consider?
Well,
playing?
bro, hearing you now, I'm like scared, bro. Like, I don't know. To be honest,
Like a youth academies or youth teams?
maybe.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I was just
think about it more.
We gotta talk more about it. And just
For sure.
really think it through, bro. It's a big commitment.
I bet.
I want to say like what you look forward to this year, but I mean, I guess it's ultimately based off of like the results you get from your ankle.
Which
How'd you
sucks.
injure it? And then we'll wrap it up here because I know we're.
So I was just playing like pickup soccer. I was at Toca, right? So super dope. Like I love going there. Toca's so cool. So yeah, just like high level pickup soccer right there, and yeah, it was pretty much like that's the place you would never expect to get hurt.
Really?
So yeah, everybody's super clean. Like, nobody really tackles. Like it's just high level soccer. Like in terms of like just people getting along and having a good time. Then I was stepping on the ball with my right foot. And I kind of like did like a hopping movement on it. So I put my weight on my foot on top of the ball. But then when I was landing again on my left foot, like that's when the tackle came in. Because I kind of rolled the ball away like from the tackle, and it came through this side, my right to my left. And like as I was like landing, they hit my ankle and I did this.
Yeah.
So like I felt it right away. I went down and I was just like, I felt it get hot.
Oh.
And then I felt it get like numb after. And I was like,
no.
this is not good. And everybody was like, come on, get up, Because I guess it didn't look that bad, but it happened so quick, so people didn't see.
Yeah, instantly rolled up.
Like super big. But that's a happy ending for the pod.
That is so devastating, bro. Well, let's hope that at least things to look forward to this year. Your coaching, your master's programs, getting started in that.
For sure.
Things we're doing with without a doubt.
Dude, super excited for that too.
So there's things to look forward to this year
for sure.
But again, bro, I hope it's nothing too bad. I hope you're not out for too long, and just hoping you a speedy recovery, bro.
Thank you, bro.
I think we can wrap it up here. If you want to follow Sergio on Instagram, where do they find you?
Yeah, so my Instagram is _Gutierrez Sergio. So just send me a DM there, reach out to me there.
You can follow us on Instagram at without a doubt _athletics. You follow me, Rafael Espinoza.x. Like, comment, subscribe. We're trying to hit the big digits.